Angus is a beautiful county. It's lovely. I love the harbour. Harbour's just fantastic.
Right along the beach, it's just gorgeous. Right along to the rock pools. As far as you can go, you can actually even walk to our road.
There's people here from all over, so okay, maybe the weather isn't quite at its best. But that's just Scotland for you. A little bit of rain and it doesn't dampen the enthusiasm of anybody. Okay. Fine, thanks. Okay, James. Bye.
You've got everything on your doorstep. I mean, beautiful golf courses, beautiful beaches, lovely people, and the pubs, of course.
Famous old castles, places like Lamb's Castle just up the road, and Arbroath Abbey, you know, the birthplace of Scotland.
Go to any pub tonight and you get a very good welcome in any pub you go into. A few drinks bought for you perhaps by locals, who knows.
Are we looking out for that one?
Well, I'm down on the first tee and it's quite a subdued atmosphere here. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe people have got a bit damp and don't want to clap, but Harrington's on the first tee with Stuart Sink, and there's plenty of people lined up in the hotel behind on the high spots just seen over this first tee. This is a 2 o'clock starting time with the honour Harrington, 69, 73, 68 for him. They're just waiting for the players to hole out on the 18th. It's always nervous moments for the players. Ivor Robson with all his bits and pieces, they're just about ready to start. So
plenty of support for Harrington.
On the tee from USA, Stuart Sink.
Plenty of roll in that one.
From the right-hand side of the fairway on one, Harrington, it's blind from down there. All you can see is a big marker at the back of the green. And rely on your yardage. He's done that well.
Make sandwiches also. Here we are now up at the green. Harrington for a birdie. Big cheer if this goes in. Be a few cheers, I think, over the next 4 hours. Oh, a few groans as well. "24 players have completed their round so far. One score under 70. Mark Foster 69. Couple of par rounds. Ryan scores in so far. There's 24 players. There's 169 and a couple of par 71s. 180. Alistair Forsyth 80. Sadly, 80 for him. Sean O'Hare 79. Peter Hansen 80. So they were out in the worst of the weather. Now it's brightening up, and I think we're in for a very, very good afternoon's entertainment. You'll see a bit of everything. Some drama, some joy, sadness. Still a couple of minutes to go. Anxious moments while you wait. How calm it all looks out there. Almost as we lift up. See, as far as the eye can see, it's like a mirror. Absolutely lovely, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of golf played here over the next few months. People visiting Scotland, coming to Carnoustie, not only to play this course, other courses round and about, up and down the coast, which are absolutely delightful. And plenty more inland. The yard or two is in the course.
Sergio Garcia.
Sergio gripping down the shaft. Obviously going to punch this one forward. 2 or 3 iron. That sort of thing. A nice, firm, solid shot right up the middle. could not be better. Off they go, and what lies ahead, I wonder. Let's go and join Ken Brown.
Cheer was quiet until Sunday.
6 irons from 179 yards, unsighted to the flag.
At worst, find the middle of the green. Well, a little wayward, but not bad. Remember, he's shots ahead.
Sergio Garcia just walked down the first fairway. He's about to putt on the first green, has a 3-shot lead over Steve Stricker. Ernie Els has birdied 2 of the first 3 holes, the most significant moves so far. Let's join our commentary team as Sergio putts.
Long birdie chance for our championship leader, Sergio Garcia. Well, Mark James and Peter Ellis have taken a break. Sam Torrance and Andrew Cotter have joined us in the commentary box. Well, we're underway. Final group on the course.
A solid start to steady the nerves. Not as good as the birdie of yesterday, but level par for the round as they head off down a second.
Well, down the second fairway, there's one bunker on the left-hand side and there's 2 on the right-hand side. 260 yards to reach them. If you hit a driver, they're certainly in play, and these are deep pot bunkers. You've got to avoid these, particularly with the wet sand, and driving past them is a bit of a gamble as well because the fairway narrows up. So this is quite a demanding tee shot, reasonably generous fairway, but if you get it wrong, you're going to be up one of those lips and very tough.
Yesterday he was having cries of vamos in Scottish accents.
Second hole par 4, dogleg right, 463 yards. Players avoid these bunkers quite easily, but that one there might catch them out. And the left-hand rough awaits one that is not shaped left to right. Long green hole today is cut 42 back, 5 from the right. A few spots of rain coming down over where we are near the 18th fairway, but looks quite good over there on the second still. Garcia with the driver.
Now, when they say deep breathing is good to calm your nerves. When this guy was on the first tee in the Ryder Cup singles match, I was standing about 10 yards away from him, and I actually thought he might blow me over. He was taking such deep breaths and blowing out. And I have tried it since then. It really does help. A nice big deep breaths just before you go into the shot. And you too can hit it like Sergio Garcia. Hear him shouting left. No. It's a poor one from Sergio. If it's in there, it might have jumped out. There she is. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. He should be able to squeeze it out of there and run onto this green at the second. Nice open entrance to the green. Makes you able to play a pitch and run.
But Sergio's lead remains 3 after the first hole, clear of Steve Stricker. Richard Green making quite a charge. Els a couple of under. And Padraig Harrington 1 to the good after 3. Chris DeMarco, watch out for him also as a bolter from that large pack which started on 3 under. You know how well he putts, how well he challenged Tiger last year at Hoylake.
Good break from Sergio. He's got on the area where the spectators would trample the grass and it's all lying with him. Not a bad angle of the flag. 201 yards, ball a little below his feet. 7 iron.
Saying it didn't come out. Well, the flag on the second is 42 back, so that's probably about 6 or 7 on. He's a monster putt to go.
He's a bit excited, Sergio. He's a bit animated. He needs to just, I think, just chill it out and calm down a wee bit.
Grand smile McGinley, and here to Ryder Cup teammate, fellow Irishman. Second to this par 4 fourth. That's a chance.
There we see the second green. Figure of Sergio Garcia just bending over. Long, long putt. Pins on 42 yards.
Be at the start of playing his way onto the team.
Fantastic putt there from Garcia, great speed. One of the hardest things to do when you convert from a short putter to a belly or long is control your distance putting. You see it there, probably 4 feet left for par. He'll have looked at boards, he knows there's people scoring well.
Podrick. This is for birdie on 4 for 2 in a row. He's got it. Oh, goodness gracious me, it put on the handbrake. Thought that was there for all money.
Now back to the second. Garcia for par. This is imperative. First challenge of the day. You can see it perfectly there, dead straight. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's so important for him to get off to that start. Well done, Sergio.
I'm on the third fairway, a very interesting short par 4, 358 yards. In the middle of the fairway is this big clump of rough, 210 yards to clear that. There's a bunker on the left, 230, and this one down here on the right-hand side, 233. The players have got lots of options off the tee here. They can play short of it, they can actually carry over it. If you lay up though, you can see there's lots of divotty areas here. Easy to find one of those. This is an interesting hole. Choosing the right club off the tree, absolutely important. Going to get out the way.
That would be a tree wood then.
It'll give you a headache, this hole. Trying to pick the right club. Mind you, it's a lot easier, Sam, with the fact that they've had rain, so the ball doesn't run as far on the fairway. Take a look from up here, 358 yards. This is that big grassy mound in the middle of the fairway that Ken was talking about. 210 over that, 233 to those bunkers on the right, or you can take it 255 to this big area here and then have a short pitch in. Flag is 34 on, 5 off the right. When the fairways are a lot softer, it's not as difficult and no wind, but when they're firm, a lot to think about.
If it was me, I would tend to be more aggressive when the pin's back right. When the pin's on the front half of the green, then you lay back. But today, I would look at a 3 wood here and knock it right over everything. Ken, has the wind changed back round to what it's been all week? Because this was downwind this morning.
Well, at the moment it's just, I would say, almost straight across from left to right, but we're talking of a zephyr. There really is nothing. Maybe a touch in the player's face, but it's next to nothing. This third tee is the highest point on the course, and if you're going to feel any breeze, it's going to be up there, but there's virtually none. But you know, if you miss this fairway, there's every chance you might take a 5 with a little jockey burn that runs in front of the green, so getting this right is vital.
Yeah, happy twirl of the club, and it's absolutely fine. Stay out. Oh, Well, it did look as if it was going to just trundle into a little seeded divot.
Yes, the good fortune is it's right in the centre of it, and it's a very flat divot. Sort of not a nice shot though when you're going over a little bit of water. 127 yards, pinned back right. So he's got to play it back a little bit in his stance and make sure he gets ball in turf. But you'd have to say there's no one better at it than him. Mustn't hit it heavy.
Heavy. Perfect. Comes in.
Touché.
2 skips, yes. 2 skips and a check. And Garcia 4 feet from a birdie. Take another look at this. Sitting right in the middle of that divot. Just make sure you catch the ball first and done to perfection. For his chances this week.
Not much on this, maybe a hair from left to right. Not far off dead straight if you're brave enough to hit it firm.
He really is stroking them well. There's a 4-shot lead, but that's only momentarily. Playing partner Stricker almost stone dead on the same green. Now Garcia, 4th tee. Just see the bunker in the corner there, just above the winds. That's his line, straight over the top of that. Easy pin today, good drive, another birdie chance. He's in total control of this championship, Garcia. That's a magnificent drive. Absolute perfection. Turn round to the left here, you'll see the pin. Well,
Absolutely perfect tee shot from Sergio Garcia. Lovely turf, flat lie. He's got 123 yards to the pin, and just look where the flag is. It's looking straight up the throat of the green. He couldn't have put it in a better spot. And the pin on the little back ledge, if you can get it on that, you've got every chance of making a 3.
Beautiful flowers out there, Ken.
Yes, not many bees about today, but hopefully they'll come out later on if the sun happens to come out. Garcia hits these in fairly low. 123, a little push forward with a pitching wedge.
Needed a little bit more from Garcia, but still has looked very solid from his opening tee shot.
I think just a very slight movement from right to left, but up the hill, and the greens are just perfect. A little bit of moisture on them to help the ball cling to it.
Well, Tiger is just contemplating the watery grave that his ball has found in the bunker on the right of 11th, and David Bonser from the RNA is there with him. He doesn't have to drop it, but he is entitled to drop it, but that will be where there is no water, and it'll probably be on a downslope.
So back to the 5th and the 3-wood of Garcia. Certainly not his driver. And there's a rather concerned lean again. Oh my goodness. What a stance that is going to be. Looks like Andy North, former US Open champion, twice a winner of that major.
Ken, what do you make of this?
Well, you can get all sorts of trouble here if you get a tall, aggressive. This is for a conservative play here. Even if he just wants to wedge it forward, he could easily hit in the little stream that runs ahead of him about 30 yards. Yeah, I think he's just going to try and chip it out sideways. Really, it's his only play without taking a huge risk. No way you can stand to the ball at all. If you have the ball that far above your feet, you're going to miss-hit it somehow or other.
There's no time to be heroic. Just get it in the fairway. Take your lumps. Then go on from there.
.154 yards. 9-iron, pin on that little back ledge. It's only 4 yards deep. Can use the slope behind the flag if he wants to.
Well, correct weight, but mistake off the tee, and most likely a bogey 5. First blemish today for Garcia. Podrick, birdie putt on 6 to go to 5 under. Turn, baby. Yes. All of a sudden.
Just the first signs of frailty from Sergio Garcia on the 5th. For his par, and it's not his par, it is in fact his first bogey since the 11th hole in the second round. A remarkable run of golf. It comes to an end, but if he keeps other bogeys off his card, he'll be fine today. Just a slip, merely a stumble perhaps on the way to the Claret Jug.
The lead is back to 2 for a moment anyway. Stricker has about 12 or 14 feet left for his par 4.
There are certain moments in a round of golf and certain moments here in a round at Carnoustie where you have to produce a very, very big shot indeed, and staring down Hogan's Alley is one of them. Little toads and out of bounds down the left. Anxious moments, but fine by a few yards, and now staring at a possible birdie. See the ball carry of Sergio Garcia there, 280 yards. That's a decent swipe in these conditions. And yesterday, as the comparison, Steve Stricker, ball speed 163 miles an hour, Garcia 177. And the different trajectories as well. Both stayed above sand. They're coming from very different club head speeds, but the distance.
Wayne Grady's taking a wee rest, and we've been joined by Mark James. Welcome back, Mark.
Thank you, Sam. I'm enjoying this. Rushed my lunch to come back and watch. And Sergio's got off to a reasonable start.
189 yards left, green just about in range. Doesn't want to miss this flag on the right. Long and left, okay. Short and right, it's going to be tricky.
You heard him shouting, "Go there, get in the bunker." That's a difficult one. But 289 yards to go was a tough ask. A lot easier shot than Garcia. He was probably 70-80 yards. He can hit it pretty firm, get some spin off it. It was on the fairway. Sergio's in the rough. No green to work with, but he is a genius.
Mustn't get cute, must he, Sam? The one thing he mustn't do here is lob it in the bunker and make 6. He's in the rough, he's got to lob it up. They're good at getting a lot of spin on these little shots, but this will test him. Looks to be lying well. Opening the blade. He's going to whip the club head under the ball, send it hurtling upwards. Just hope it lands pretty soft. Magnificent shot. Those are 2 shots of the highest order from Stricker and Garcia. Brilliant.
Angel Cabrera looked quite useful for a big lad.
Awkward little putt. This is just on the crest of a hill. It's pretty sharp downhill, about a foot in front of his ball. An awkward putt. Quite quick.
Well, that stroke was not the same as all the others. Clubhead went inside, moved it, instead of moving it with his hands, he moved it with his shoulders, twisted it inside.
Big putt coming up, Mark.
Huge, Sam, absolutely huge. He'll be feeling it right now. He has to steady himself.
And because of where the cup is cut, it's in a little valley here where the actual bottom of the cup is. He's going to get his caddy to perhaps have a look at this one. It's a tricky one because it actually breaks a bit more. The one down the hill. Up the hill, maybe a little from left to right. Not much, but tricky.
Biggest shot of the week so far for Garcia. That's for par. Well done, well done. It wiped his feet, but it went in.
That stroke was all right. Good putt.
And a solidly struck 7-iron has left Padraig Harrington this opportunity for birdie on 8.
He'll be annoyed with that. He knows he needs birdies.
Oh, Garcia, long iron. She struck magnificently yesterday. Two iron. 1 iron, 2 irons I always thought were great clubs for seaside golf. Ball runs a mile when you hit it low and chasing, and that's what this man does beautifully. Well down the grip. Look at the club sticking up above his left hand there. A wee bit right. It's a wee bit right. No sit. That's okay. No great problem there. Not ideal. Pins on 17 on 5 from the left, so not ideal position in the rough. But he doesn't need birdies yet. Just pars.
Lie here, little hang.
Ken breaking up a bit.
Oh, sit down, sit down.
He wants it to sit. It's flown. Well, I don't think he got a fire flyer. We haven't seen too many misjudgments on flyers this week. The grooves they have these days usually cut through even tough seaside fescues. The pressure is intense now on Garcia. He's got a 3-shot lead, but there's a long, long way to go. And he'll be feeling it.
He plays in such an animated fashion. I was just wondering his 2 former Ryder Cup captains, because he's always so up in that.
There's the blimp view of the 7th green on the right. 8th tee just to the right of it. And the 13th tee there just disappearing on the right. You're saying Garcia needs a cooler head than in Ryder Cup, Sam?
I think he needs to just calm down a wee bit just now. Just take things in his stride, play at an even keel, not get the highs and the lows, and just churn out some pars, 4 or 5 holes, and take it away down the stretch. He's very excitable, you know. He's fantastic in Ryder Cup. It's match play.
I think he's also had a few shots that make him excitable. He's had one on the edge of a bunker. He's had a nasty short putt he hit 4 foot past. He's had a flying lie just then, which he misjudged. It's all adding up. And here is Garcia. Ken?
No, we didn't hear any cheers out this end of the course, no, none at all. It's quiet as a mouse.
What sort of chip is he?
Well, it's an awkward little one, down slope. And he's going to better fly it to the green. He's going to have to pitch it in the fringe and it'll kick dead left on him. Oh, he's fluffed it. No, it's done well. He caught a little bit behind it. It was never high enough to the right, but he definitely caught grass before ball.
Well, unless he holds that, his lead is down to 1.
Hasn't wasted much time looking at this one. And his chipping's normally been so marvellous, he's never had to hold this sort of length putt too often to save his pars after missing the greens. A double break of this one, probably.
So there we have it. Andres Romero 1 shot behind. Garcia now only leads by 1. 4 cleared 20 minutes ago. And now it's come to 1, and we're not even at the turn. What a day ahead of us. Some incredible golf. And now Richard Green in the clubhouse, only 3 behind. That tough Carnoustie finish to come. Anything can happen.
But it's Garcia who's got to lose it or win it.
Straight behind this green, it's always a firmer one. You saw how that one skidded on. Pinned back left. 4 yards beyond, or 4 yards to the left, you're in the bunker. So middle of the green's a good shout. I don't think it'll be any more than an 8 iron for Sergio. Well, not a big one of those.
Ken, the wind looks as though it's just got up quite a bit. Does it feel any different out there?
Oh yeah, it's substantially. Just picked up on the 7th fairway, freshening. Oh.
It's not done too badly.
Just been given a wee note that says the average for the front 9 today is 37.25. The average for the back 9 is 35.56. So over par on the front 9 is the average, and under par on the back 9 is the average.
Padraig Harrington, this is the 9th green. This for birdie. This would take him to within 2 of Sergio. Oh, well done. Yeah. He wants to come into the race, and he's timing it perfectly.
No, Harrington on
Are you featured on that webpage, Sam? I've heard you mention it a couple of times. Is there a Sam Torrance phone-in competition?
Just looking after the public, Jess, that's where all the info is. And another fantastic drive from Harrington there.
He sounds as if he's got a bit of support out there, Harrington. Just a few.
Thinks it's funny.
Little back foot chip and run, very fortunate to stop here. That's two very iffy chips in a row, and he's hardly hit any of those all week.
This is a crisis point for Garcia, there's no doubt about it. You expect things not to go your way at some point in a final round when you're leading. But he's just hitting poor shots and poor chips. Too many loose shots. He's simply not playing like he played for 3 days. And that's what'll worry him. He's relying on his putting and he's not holding much.
If he doesn't hold this mark, he's going to go 2 over for the day. You know, whenever most of the other people in contention are shooting under par.
It's the big difference, isn't it? And he's got 9 and 10 to come, which are not easy par 4s.
Come on, Sergio. Time to regroup. Good stroke here. Now this can turn it all round for him in both directions.
Little from left to right, drifts towards the back of the green.
Not going his way. 2 over. And now Andres Romero, who we think might be in a wee bush at the 12th, is tied for the lead.
Garcia.
Stricker has hit his tee shot right down the middle. Can Garcia thread it past the right-hand bunkers? Right in play today.
A good break from Sergio there. Just come out of the thick stuff. He needs to regroup.
Tenth hole, Harrington's second shot. Beautiful tee shot. Pin here tucked left. Oh, he's duffed it. Must have duffed it. Well, it's clawed its way close to the front edge, so it's not too bad. I think I know where he's going.
Well, a darn good break from Sergio Garcia. He's cleared the 2 pot bunkers and come up short because he pitched in the rough of this one here, which is a bit of a chasm, and he's found a near perfect lie. Although he did catch a bit of a flyer on the 7th, and this is a semi-flying lie, but it's actually lying a bit better. 190 yards, and actually a very pleasant angle to the flag. So a good break.
Big left to right approach putt for Padraig Harrington here. And that's skated on past.
Well, I wonder how Richard Green's doing sitting in the clubhouse.
What a moment this is for Padraig Harrington. He's been creeping up behind the leaders. And just one adrift at the moment. Listen for the roar. And there it is. Another putt drops for Padraig Harrington. This one for par, but no less valuable. Still just 1 behind Garcia and 1 behind Romero.
Here is Garcia. I heard Ken say, good lie, 190 odd yards. Good entry to the pin from that side. And it's, well, it's okay. Nothing special by his standards.
He needs to stop the bleeding mark. 3 bogeys in the last 4. Good solid 2 putt par here. And then get into the back nine.
Now, time to steady the good ship Garcia.
Just a little film of moisture on this green, a little soggy at the front than some of the others, so perhaps a fraction slower.
It'll do a par following bogeys at 5, 7 and 8. I wonder how aware he is of the exact situation out there. I know a lot of players are scoreboard watchers. You can hear the noise around the course, certainly.
There's so many scoreboards around the course. I would think he'd know exactly what's going on. What about you, Sam?
Oh, 100%. He'll know exactly what the score is, and more importantly, he knows what his score is.
Yeah.
That's a good solid par for Sergio. Stops the bleeding. Out in 38, 2 over, -7. He's leading again.
There's a great deal of barely suppressed excitement out here. 8 iron now for Harrington, pin on the back right.
He is so ready, Padraig. You look in his eye there, the glint. He is so ready for this.
There's a little buzz around here, but they're sort of quiet buzz. 10th fairway, down the right-hand side there's 3 bunkers, 250 to take those out of play, so perhaps a 3 wood, but probably a driver to take it out of play. But the problem is then if you pull it, this is a killer bunker. 290 yards to reach the one on the left. The fairway's a little soft, so you might just come up short, but that is the bunker if they take a wood off the tee that comes into play.
Well, he has the big stick in his hands. And all that danger that Ken explained awaits. But he's driven the ball well this week, very well.
I would have thought 3 wood would be perfect, Andrew. I mean, 250 to carry those bunkers, 290 into the far ones, 3 wood's perfect.
Doesn't help when the 330 from Edinburgh is thundering past to Aberdeen.
Got to get the right shape on this one. Little bit of a fade, anything drawing, he might be gobbled up by this bunker down the left-hand side.
They know anything about a golf shot. Garcia's thundering down the middle, which he is. 178 miles an hour off the face. 287-yard carry, but most importantly, it's in the middle of the fairway. And Padraig Harrington, made by that stunning second shot, lobs away the ball that provided the birdie, and he's tied for the lead with Sergio Garcia.
Playing great, and he's another young one.
Ken, how far's Garcia got?
151 yards, just a nice pleasant 9 iron, pin tucked over the steep bunkers.
Well, it should be an easy shot. And he made it look easy. Well played. Maybe he's got through the dodgy patch. And now he'll play like he can.
There'll be a famous fan under there. Hello, darling. Give us a smile. Great to see the young folk watching the golf. Sport for all ages. It's not for the faint of heart today.
Had a long look at this one, and there isn't too much in it. A tad down the hill. He's only had 1 single putt so far. That was the 3rd for a birdie. This would be for single putt number 2.
When they start to miss, Ken, it's hard to will them in, isn't it?
It was a tricky one. It wasn't an easy one to read, but it was a little bit of a less positive stroke.
He held those out so well yesterday and at the start of the round this morning. Garcia tied with Harrington. The breeze has come up a little bit, guys, out there. Not much, but it's moved around to the southeast, just only 6 or 7 mile an hour, but just a little different direction again.
Not ideal to have a long wait when you've just birdied 2 out of the last 3 holes. Desperate to keep his momentum going here.
Well, might be a moment.
Really has. Sergio's opened up the championship, let a lot of guys in.
Yes, it started off promisingly, and then suddenly little bits and pieces started coming a bit. Harrington cracks one away. Well, they don't come much better than that, Wayne.
Certainly don't, Peter, and he knows this links as well as anyone in the field. He did go and play Ireland last week in the Irish PGA and won there. So.
Applause for Tiger. Sergio needs a putt to go in. Missed that one at 10. Another good chance there, right to left uphill. He'd have fancied it. It's an astonishing performance.
Sergio tapping in. Stays 7 under. Joint leader. Started at 9 under, 2 over today. I was presented with a lovely framed photograph of my father driving off the first tee here in 1937 Open Championship. It's a lovely old picture. Interesting look at the gallery. They were all wearing overcoats and trilby hats. Things have changed now. Big moment here. Big moment, Maureen.
Yes, and all set up by that wonderfully glorious cut-in hybrid shot from 224 yards. This is an interesting putt. It's got a little bit of a wriggle in it. Almost seems to go one way and then t'other. May favour right half. But he has been putting very well. I hope I'm not putting the fluence on him. I think he'll go straight at this one.
This for the lead. Looking good. Oh, looking. Oh! By such margins, championships are won and lost. I thought it was in. I thought the pace was right. A little bit slower, it would have dropped probably, but it was a wonderful putt. Have another look. No, it's in now, isn't it? At that speed, down, dipped its knees and round and out.
If you lay up short of the bunkers up the right-hand side, the fairway's 45 yards wide, which I think is the prudent play. If you go to the narrow point, it's 20 yards wide, but the fairway's soft, ball hardly running at all.
Good shot. No run on that one. Long way to go yet.
Peanut-shaped green here at the 13th, back pin position, a necklace of bunkers, packed grandstands, and Harrington with a 7-iron.
Else missed the green on the right, found the bunker. Harrington right on target, perfect distance. Very good opportunity. He's become a very good competitor.
This course is no pushover. Ken.
.252 yards of a bit of an upslope. just the lightest of breeze in the player's face. You can just see the top of the flag and the pin on the narrowest point of green. So this is going to go a little higher when you would like it to go fairly low. 3 iron.
Be good.
He likes it.
Please, God, be good, please.
He heard you, my wee boy. He heard you, he heard you. If you go on to win, you'd better light an extra candle tonight.
This is not too many prayers heard in this game. It gives you what it wants. But a fine iron shot there from Garcia. He's got to be wondering what has happened.
Harrington to join Romero at the top of the board. Nice and smooth. It's a good putt, but it was always left. 2 good ones in a row that haven't dropped. And a little nervy one left, but I think we should manage that.
Nice to hear an honest appraisal, Peter, isn't it, of the way he played this week?
Very. Harrington to stay 7 under. Steady as a rock. Have to go back to 1947 when Fred Daly won the championship from Ireland, from Northern Ireland, from Balmoral Golf Club. And heady days. Who knows, who knows?
Take a long walk back to the 14th tee, the par 5 for Harrington. We move over to the 12th green. Stricker and Garcia. Garcia first to go after that magnificent long iron from over 250 yards.
It's a very flat portion of green. Any breaks are subtle. This one's certainly a little down the hill. Possibly a little from left to right, but there's not much in it.
Not happening, is it? That one's spewed away almost in the first 4 feet.
Mind you, at the start of the week you said you're 1 behind with 6 holes to play. He would have loved to be in that position. Apologise for that, but we'll have a take 2 in a moment.
Ken's been right in the thick of the action today, I must say, up close and personal. Now, this young fella, if he's going to win the championship or get in a playoff, he's got to make something happen over these closing holes. Very hard to make things happen. All you can do is just hit good, clean, straight shots. Keep your nerve and let it all work. You've done it 1,000 times before, but nerves do come into it. Just little thoughts wash into your mind and whoops-a-daisy, I'm out of bounds.
Well, just over 180 yards. Should be going for a big high fade. He's willing it up there. It's a beautiful shot from Garcia.
Better.
Starting to hit better shots. Played the last hole well. Played 10 and 11 pretty well. He's in control.
Well, that club that he's got in his hand that has behaved so well over the last 3 days has been a bit bulky over the last couple of hours.
There were a lot of Irish hearts and Irish mouths and Irish hearts. I can't even get my words out now, it's getting so exciting out here. Harrington wouldn't have known until the last 10 yards of his walk from the tee that his ball was still above ground. He's got 234 yards to go up over the spectacle bunkers. If he lands over that to the front pin, he might get a bounce forward. Got a 4-iron in his hand. Has to get it up quickly because there's a bank in front of him.
That's a long way for a 4-iron, but it'll bounce and a hop and a skip and a jump and luck of the Irish. He has no idea what happened there, but there was a monstrous piece of good fortune.
Garcia, effectively, this to lead by 1. I assume Romero will make it at least a double. Well done, Sergio. 8 under. 1 off the lead, Romero in trouble.
He won't have any idea what's going on up in front. Harrington with a chance of an eagle. Romero in trouble. Garcia with a birdie.
This is one of the best finishes we've had for years. There's still a lot to go on yet, of that I'm convinced. Great stuff.
Harrington for eagle. Yes! 9 under. Don't believe it. What else can happen? Brilliance from Harrington. Sheer brilliance.
Well, now he's tied with this young fella, but even if he holds the putt he's got here at the 17th, he'll drop a shot and Harrington will take the lead. He may be 2 ahead. Well, he'll be 2 ahead of Romero if Romero misses his bogey putt at the 17th, the 71st hole.
The RNA ever thought of moving the Open Championship here permanently? This is the sort of thing that happens of a Sunday afternoon.
These tournaments are better when the courses are very playable.
Even championships.
That's correct, Peter. My apologies.
There's a lot of correspondence about people who get very irate. People call it the British Open. Well, I can understand your point, but a lot of people don't know which championship you're referring to. Could be the US Open, the Belgian Open Championship. So I'm afraid it's got to be a fact that people say the British Open just to identify it. For old quirky folk and old timers or traditionalists, it's the championship. It was the first one, there was no other, so it was the only one. That's why. Now Sergio.
Landed a little soft, could have used a bit of roll there for Garcia, but I'm sure he can still reach in 2.
The calmest man out here at the moment is Padraig Harrington, 3 wood on 15.
Exactly how you have to hit it. Left centre with a little draw. Fairway is anti-camber. Wants to throw the ball to the right.
Impressive stuff from Harrington.
Will have the honour, will drive first, their final hole. even though it's very still, that 18th drive is still thought-provoking, Wayne, isn't it, eh?
It's the only time it's enjoyable is once it's in, you've got the ball in the fairway and it's behind you.
Seaside Green's a little flatter. Ken.
250 yards left for Sergio. Iron off the tee. Another long iron. Got to fly it over the spectacles. Not in play. Awkward pin to get at from this range. Got to play for the middle of the green.
No. Carry. Carry.
Well, he gave that an enormous welt. And it's gone onto the 4th green, which, of course, sort of a double green. Monster putt back.
He's further away than McGinley was just a moment ago. At least another 10, 12 yards further away.
Harrington, perfect position off the tee here. 203 yards. He's going to hoist a big 6-iron. It's going straight at the middle of the green.
Another good shot. Quite a long way from the hole, but well played. Safe, sensible shot. Well, I suppose he could do a Paul Lawrie, finish 3-3, but Harrington needs to no more than 2 putts from here. He's our leader.
Seen so many.
That was a superb putt. You think of the situation, the timing, all the thoughts that can run through your brain box.
Well, Harrington's like a man who's won 6 majors already. And this is Sergio, another man who's trying to win his first. This would be for the lead, but no. And he's going to have a tricky one to join Harrington on 9 under. He hit that second shot so hard, beyond belief.
Well, he was a good 100 feet away before this, and pretty well judged. Up the slope, never going to be easy, particularly with the belly putter. Those very long putts where you've embedded it in your tummy button, it tends to wriggle about a bit. But this, a little down the hill, and over the first 3 days, these were mere bagatelle.
There's to tie, go to 9 under. In gear now after those stumbles on the first 9.
Well, Sam, you've come back at an unbelievable time. It's all been happening.
Well, I must be honest with you, I wasn't far away watching. I didn't want to leave in case I missed anything. It's just incredible. What a finish. And there we see it. Harrington, Garcia, both 9 under. Romero, 7 under. Green finished at 5. It looks like it's between these two.
Well, Podrick comes to 16 now. He and Garcia are 3 ahead of the field.
Shot of the championship under pressure, 3 to go, leading the Open. Wow! And the problem 16 has given people over the years, that was as good as it gets. Absolutely magnificent.
Sergio going with an iron for position, trying to avoid the bunkers down the right-hand side. Aiming a little down the left, going to use the slope of the fairway.
Get up there!
Just in the light stuff. Well, we saw what happened early in the round when he had a shot into a green like with a fluffy lie like that. Shot off, went through the back of the green, cost him a shot. This is like a heavyweight boxing match. Blow for blow.
Sorry, Peter, when you're taking long irons off every tee, eventually you're going to miss one.
It sure is.
Still a bit more good stuff. I think this is one of the best we've had for years. As far as consistent excitement and good play. A few hiccups along the way, a few sad moments. Ding dong there, Harrington and Garcia.
Now Romero's finished. Richard Green, you can finally have a drink, Richard. Not in the playoff now, but what a great day. Great tournament. Well done, you. 64.
Let's go, Steve.
Romero, if he could have finished with a couple of fours, he would have been at 9 under, and that might well have won the championship.
I think Sergio may have had a slight miss it off the tee. He's got 268 yards left to the flag, just in the light rough, and a long, long way back. Although he's got a good angle to the flag, so we're going to have to see one of his extra special long irons. But it's a long way, 268, but a little bit of breeze helping.
You would have squeezed one of your little one irons in there, Ken, and run it up onto the green. Garcia's been a master with the long irons all week, Sam, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yesterday he hit iron down here. Iron off 18, which I found incredible. Slightly into the wind, a bit cold and wet. But 267's a long way, although 50, 60 yards short of the green, it's all downhill. So you probably only have to carry it 210, 220, which is just a 5-iron, 6-iron for him. If he gets it going in the right shape, get it chasing down the hill and running onto the green. He's only looking for 4 here. But he didn't see Harrington's tee shot at 16. We did.
This arena is not for the faint-hearted, and by that I'm just referring to the spectators, but Ronan Flood, Padraig's caddy, has spoken to him constantly over the last half-dozen holes, keeping him relaxed, keeping him focused. Ronan took a look at the scoreboard at the last green and for the first time saw the name of Harrington up at the top. But as far as I could see, Padraig steadfastly refused to look over that way, just concentrated on what he was doing.
We're told that they're brothers-in-law now, Padraig and his caddy, so keep it all in the family. What a great moment it is.
When we had that wait a little bit earlier on the 12th, I had a chat with Caroline Harrington, and she told me she was feeling absolutely fine. Well, I'd like to find her now, and I will really wonder how she's feeling at the moment. But this, of course, critical for Harrington. The putt's going to come along the top of a little ridge, and again, of course, it's all pace and line. It's the combination of how the player feels in the moment.
Doesn't look far, does it? It isn't really. Be a huge putt to take the lead. Well, I thought it must topple, but it just rocked away when it got to the edge of the hole.
A 4-iron. It's going to carry it 238 and hope it skips up. A low driller.
Come on, Sergio!
Well, that shot from that far, Sam. I mean, you're asking a tremendous amount to charge one up. I know the ground's pretty firm, but 238 yards with a 4-iron, it's asking a tremendous amount.
Well, he might be leaving the door open here for Podrick.
Kenny, is Sergio in that bunker front left, or did he stop just short of 15?
Just on the way there, Sam. It's one of those ones with a little hump in front of it, but the camera's all around it, so I think it's in.
Okay. Much harder shot from the bunker.
Just see it, Sam. It's just come up short.
That could be break of the day there. That'd be a tremendously difficult bunker shot, but not a relatively easy chip, but a much easier chip from the grass.
That situation.
Well, these little hybrid clubs of Harrington's have served him well. And he's bending down for the tee immediately.
And Harrington in the same position that Romero was 40 odd minutes ago. 2 4s needed. Romero finished 6-5. 2 hard holes, even though there's very little wind. Takes a lot of doing.
Well, a little pitch, I suppose about 45 yards, but the first bounce is going to be critical. One or two of these greens are a little soggier, so you could easily get the ball to jag in and come up short, or alternatively, you think, well, it might do that and rip it. If he gives it a bit of a dig, it's not impossible to hit it over the back of the green. Certainly when it hits the surface, it'll break a little bit from left to right. Perfect lie and a huge break, as Sam said, from the sand. This would be a real blighter of a shot. This is going to take great touch to get inside 4 or 5 feet.
Just slowed up a little bit. 10, 12 feet short. Just a little bit more. Played it nicely.
Definitely advantage Harrington, though. He'll have that putt to stay tied for the lead, but Harrington's through 16 and made his 3. A green shirt, but the Irish eyes will be smiling. There's Porrick. Absolutely in the zone, totally in control. Magnificent shot into 16. Perfect tee shot down 17. He won the Irish Championship last week. Decided not to play at Loch Lomond. 2 ahead, 2 to play. Triple bogeyed the 17th. Birdied the 18th to get into a playoff. And then went on to win.
Estoy en este momento muy emocionado, lo que venía haciendo, lo que hice, la verdad que es un torneo que me voy a acordar toda mi vida. Y bueno, el año pasado también lo jugué muy bien y este año por suerte lo puedo hacer de nuevo.
The truth is that despite the bogey at the last, I'm very emotional at the moment. I'm thrilled with the way I've played. It's a tournament that I've always looked at and wanted to play in all my life, and I'm very satisfied at the moment.
Garcia slides one away, missed it. Long way away. Took 3 putts. Putters let him down to Harrington is our championship leader at the moment. He's safely up the 17th. Needs a good shot into the green. He needs just some good shots. Jack Nicklaus said, I managed to keep playing my game when they could no longer play theirs. Now Harrington has got to play his game for another 2 or 3 shots, and who knows.
Well, it's 60 years since an Irishman won the Open Championship, and there would be lots of singing and dancing in Dublin and elsewhere if this fellow can pull it off.
He likes it. And why not? Perfect distance, 25 feet. 2 putts.
Yeah, to find the green, Fred Daly, 1947, Hoylake. My first championship, I went as a callow boy with my father. Hoylake, and he won. 1947, Frank Stranahan, the mighty American amateur, came over, brought his set of dumbbells with him. We'd never seen that before. Rationing was still going on. And the championship was played at Hoylake, and the course was in beautiful condition.
Now, there's the deep breaths. Sergio Garcia, one behind now. Tough shot. 3 or 4 iron. If anyone can do it, he can. What a moment.
That's my boy!
He's down in Little Dingley Dell. Awkward shots left for the pair of them.
It's very nice down there, though. It's cut fringe height, so they can both putt it.
It is Wayne, but he's now using the belly putter, which is I found with a long putter, these type of putts are much harder to get the distance right.
We drift over to the 17th green. Harrington and Stuart Sink.
And yet again, great distance control displayed by Harrington here, absolutely pin high. But it has left him a tricky cross green putt. Lots of swales, lots of hollows.
Good putt, good speed. 18 inches left for his 4. He'll probably know that Garcia bogeyed 15. There's a scoreboard behind this green, but he won't know he's missed the green at 16.
Deciding to play out, not marking and moving away.
I think it's so he can get this over with and then concentrate on that last shot a little sooner.
Nice 4. Out in 33. He's had a birdie and an eagle coming home.
A little bit on the downslope for Sergio, but going with the long putter, putting through the little sort of saddle between the two pimples, right and left of him, up the slope, and the green facing him as well. It's easy to give this a real bash. Just where he's walking up there is a very slow bit of fringe grass.
Did you get to...
It's a tough one, sorry, Wayne. We're so excited we all want in here. It's a tough one, Ken. It looks like it's going to be a bit left, then come back right. But the speed's the hard thing, yeah?
Yeah, and the light, as you said, it dies. It's going to die from left to right.
Did you get to walk through there, Ken? With all the rain this morning, is it a bit spongy?
No, it's fine. I mean, you could play any shot you like, but this is definitely the percentage shot. If you take any loft, the ball may dig in. Got to give it a good hit here.
It's a good effort, a little bit shy, but tricky shot, tricky one to judge.
Well, this is what it's all about. Bunkers left, bunkers right, burn left on the clubhouse clock and time it.
Pushed it.
There's bunkers there.
Water. Would you believe it? He hit at that very hard. He just lashed at that, trusting his swing, but just pushed it right. I thought he was going to run over the bridge.
That's only 80 yards from where Sergio Garcia was crouched, looking at his putt.
Well, he'll pick out, it'll be 3 under the green.
Garcia, this is a hugely important putt now. In for a 3, 8 under.
Well, if Harrington drops out, knocks on the green 2 putts, he's going to make 440 tie. It's an unbelievable finish. The poor one from Harrington. He tried to just take it on and rip it up the middle. He is well up. He's only got about 190 to the front where his ball's gone in the water.
Oh,
how near that was.
Actually, that'll be an interesting place where he drops it, because it landed and went backwards onto the cart path and then into the water. So interested to see what happens.
That's actually the bridge that's in front, right in front of the 17th tee.
Interesting situation. As you say, Harrington's ball, there's a little bridge there. The ball just went 2 bounces on it before it plopped in at the far side. You can't see it because there's too much water in the river. But Sergio waiting on the tee, so the rules official's got to get out of the way. He's got to hit directly over where Harrington's ball has finished. Can't buy this drama.
The Carnoustie redemption this is, after all the criticism of 1999. This is fantastic.
Wow. It shows you how difficult it is to get a couple of 4s when you really need them, particularly on holes of this quality.
All the smiles are only from Sergio's side, I can tell you.
There's a lot of movement in front of Sergio here. He's hitting right over Harrington's ball. There's people, cameras, spectators, rules people, marshals, everywhere. There he is on the tee there.
Down the shaft. Forearm bunt. Boom. Good shot. That bridge on the right's the one that Harrington's ball nearly got over. He's got to wait until Garcia and Stricker drive and move past them.
From that angle there, he may have to drop it in the thick rough. Sorry to interrupt you there, but it's keeping the angle of entry between him and the green. It's thick rough on the other side of that bridge there. He may not get a shot to the green.
Well, that's what I was saying about where the ball landed and actually went back into the hazard. It landed over that and then jumped the other way.
Interesting, and the gladiators meet. Not quite like a ratio, but Sergio's getting closer and closer. It looks as if Harrington's going to possibly be able to drop it on the fairway. I wonder if he's going to a ratio. Now he knows how he felt. Not a word.
There's a lot of howling and hollering going on from different supporters. The Spanish supporters and the Irish supporters. There must be 50 or 60 people on the two fairways. Still a lot of work to be done.
Well, that's Harrington, top left. Just walking back to his ball now. He'll come back over the bridge. He's got quite a long shot. I don't know whether he'll actually be able to see all he wants to see.
Garcia is got 219 yards, and if we have a look at our little yardage book, there's two bunkers guarding the green. The flag cut just tight in there. If we look up the fairway, you'll see how tight it is beyond the bunker.
I think Garcia will be playing first here. Extraordinary situation.
That's Harrington there in the little peninsula bit over on the far side with his caddy. And there's a little bit more to the right. We find Garcia.
Still computing what the right club is in here for Harrington. He's certainly not going to be hurried.
5 iron for Harrington. Will he attack the flag? Will he play a little to the left safely? Sorry for Garcia.
That was a nice carry over the corner of the bunker. That's left him with a good chance.
Incredible to get both players watching each other there. Harrington watching Garcia's second. So Garcia turning around to watch Harrington's. Now this is the shot of his life so far.
Well, the crowd will tell Garcia where this one ends up.
Just backing off once more, and why wouldn't he? He needs a long iron of the caliber of Paul Lawrie here.
Oh, no. A mishit. How that devilish strip of water has caused so much aggravation.
And I just saw Caroline Harrington turn away from that. She probably couldn't see the finish of that ball, but she heard by the crowd's reaction just exactly what had happened.
No, Sergio, I have absolutely no idea.
Well, you know that there's no great cheer. He knows he's played the shot and there's no reaction, so he knows it's not a very good one. Not quite Van der Velde, Sam, but not a million miles away from it so far.
Well, it's heading there, Peter, in the water, and 1 out, and 2, 3 in the water, out, and 4. He's playing 5. He's got to get up and down to beat Van der Velde, 7. What a shame, Porrig. He's got that one heavy. Heartbreaking for the Irish and for Podrick.
It ain't over yet.
Spanish eyes will be smiling.
It's not a get it up and down and post that score. But I can't believe what I'm seeing.
So if he gets up and down, he'll finish -7, 1 shot ahead of Romero and 2 behind No, only one behind Garcia. Garcia's 8 playing 17, so he gets up and down, Wayne.
That's what I'm saying.
It makes
6, and Garcia's
makes
still got
Garcia have to make
4,
par.
unless he obviously holds that big one on 17. But hold all tickets. Don't tear up any betting slips.
Two under's a very popular score. If McGinley hangs on, there'd be 8 and 9 of them. Well, well, well. I certainly didn't think we'd see him pitch 10 or 15 yards short of the burn with that shot. So the top end there, top left, 18th green, bottom left, 18th and 17th on the right. This is where all the drama's unfolding at the moment. Garcia, long putt for a 3. Good putt.
He's grimacing slightly, but he'll be absolutely delighted with that. So unless Porrick chips in at the last, he's going to be 1 shot clear on the last tee at least. Sergio Garcia.
Well, he 3-putted from a long, long way at the 15th, but he's just the last few holes. Birdie, birdie, bogey, par, par. 3 at the 16th, 4 at the 17th. And he will also go to the 18th, only requiring a 4 for much glory.
Well, Padraig took 6 here on Friday. And I wonder now if there's time for one more last little bit of magic.
Fifth shot coming up, twice in the water. Right. Delightful shot.
Mint.
The drama continues. If he can knock that in, Sergio Garcia needs a 4 at the last to be the Open champion. What drama.
Well, at 10 o'clock this morning, all these people thought all they were going to do today was get drowned and cold. What they're seeing is a fantastic and exciting finish to this Open Championship.
Yeah, this is as good as we've seen, Wayne, for many a year. Sustained brilliance, excitement. Sergio moving towards the final tee. Or will we have extra holes as we did in '99? 4-hole playoff if that happens. 1, 16, 17, 18 should that happen. First, 16th, 17th, 18th. Now, whatever happens, they will play all those holes if there's a tie. Oh, well
So
done.
brave.
Well done, but it's a 6. Hey, Dad. So near. Well, Sergio still has to play the final hole. Rather like Anders Marinero, though. He had the trophy in his hand. Off you go. Come on. I still love you, Dad. Steady now.
Don't damage him, you might have to go 4 more holes.
Boniface. Yeah. Lovely.
That puts it all in perspective.
How would Garcia like those two tremendous iron shots he hit down the last hole here yesterday?
Through to the recorder's office. Cards are checked. Things go silent.
Sergio out with an iron. He's played the hole yesterday with a couple of 2 irons. But a bit of breeze into the player's face. Of course, there's water left and right. And by hitting an iron off the tee, he's leaving himself an awful lot of work with his second shot. What do you think, lads?
We're almost speechless up here, Ken. We thought we'd seen enough with Dejan Valdeveld, but a 4 to win the champion. How often have we all dreamed of this to win the champion? Now, a 4 to win the championship. Drills it away. It's a good start.
Yellow spot there. He's got 220 to the front edge, Pete, so
240, it's a big shot.
He's 25 on, 245 to the hole from that spot, so it's a long way to go.
210 to carry the water.
We want to get it a little more airborne than he did that one.
Well, whatever happens now, we're going to have a European winner, which is something a lot of us have been dreaming about for a long time.
But at the moment, it's all up to this man here.
Will it be the Spaniards' day? What a moment. Well, his poor father Victor, he'll be swishing about there, out there somewhere with a club in his hand, very, very excited at the moment.
Team Garcia came over from Spain this morning or last night.
Well, the old Graver can't start his work yet. A lot of letters in Paul Harrington. More than Sergio Garcia. Have it ready for the presentation. That always amazes me. Oh. Right into the arena they gaze.
He was up by 4, he was down by 2. Now he's up by 1.
Sergio will have to wait a minute or two before the green clears. Now we've seen what happens if you really don't connect with your second, you don't get it airborne. We've seen 2 or 3 balls finish in the burn in front of the green. One stop short. So this is a big iron. McGinley for a par. This to finish at 2 under. Make 8 players tied at 2 under if this goes in. No. These shots dropped over the last few holes are very expensive. Out in 39, McGinley had a few misfortunes on the outward 9. Dropped a shot at the 10th, and he's going to drop certainly 1 here at the final hole. In she goes. So they clear away, and Sergio will be the first to play. Now there's quite a big target if you're expansive and think, well, there's plenty of room up there. I can hit that green. I've done it millions of times. Just need 1 good, clean, straight hit.
Well, the wind is right to left, maybe a fraction helping, not much. 251 yards, ball a little bit above his feet. And he's got a 3-iron. And that out of bounds is always there. You think, oh, don't hook it, don't pull it down the left. And particularly with the ball above the feet, easy to do that.
It's a huge shot from 3-iron, Ken, isn't it?
Oh, it's enormous. And the wind, well, it's virtually straight across.
Now, a few deep breaths. Concentrate the mind.
Sort of got to decide whether you're going to draw it in and use the breeze, or just try and hold it a fraction into the breeze. You can't afford to hold it too much so it won't reach.
One straight fizzer would do the job, though, wouldn't it?
Remember Tom Watson, 83 at Birkdale, 2-iron, middle of the green, 2 putts win.
Family await. There they are. Cheer there was for the bunker raker up ahead. They've done a super job here this week, the boys. And now, here we go. Ah, the bull and Matador approaches. Stand back.
Stay in the air. Stay in the air.
He's not shouting. Front bunker.
Well, guess what, Peter? The drama continues.
Oh, where's he going? Where's he
in
going?
the bunker? Well, he's over the water.
Oh.
He's in the bunker.
Why does this boy give me so much aggravation? Not bad lie, but it's a steep bank and it's quite a lot. Is he 25 yards or more from the hole? Was he, Wayne?
Yeah, flag's 25 on, so it's not. Well, you'd still like the chance, but you'd like to be putting.
Steve Stricker second, 18. He likes the look of it. And wouldn't Garcia like to have bought that one?
It's always the way, isn't it? Always the way the funny play plays a ripper when you've just had a slight miscue. But it has to be said, Garcia is one of the very best bunker players.
Well,
There'll be some great moments.
We've talked all week about his putter, Peter, and how much better he's been with that belly putter. It might all come down to a 4 or 5 footer with that new putter.
He's going to have to hit an exceptional bunker shot if it's not going to be down to a 4 or 5 footer. Zach Johnson at the Masters had to chip from right of the green to win the Masters to get up and down. He chipped it stone dead. Garcia would love to do that here. Let's listen to the applause for these fine, fine players.
Years ago, here in '99, he finished dead last over the first 2 rounds. 2 shots away from being first.
Because we mustn't forget, should he not get down in 2 but take 3, there will be a playoff, and they will play the first, 16, 17, 18. Add up the scores. If one beats t'other, he will be the champion. If not, they'll go on, start again, and the first to win a hole is the champion. Well, you can see there's a steep bank. It's not lying too badly, but this is fairly heavy sand.
still one of those.
It's still one of those.
And what a great putt Harrington hold. About 4 foot nearer than that one. But as Peter said earlier, it's things you dream. 4 to win the Open, and now a 10-footer to win the Open.
Well, you dream it a 4 foot, and then if you ever have the chance to get one, you wish it was 2 foot instead of 4 foot or 2 inches. This is not an easy putt. It's a funny little line from this side too. Seen a lot of putts miss down the left-hand side, and others just drift right.
It's quick as well, Peter. He can't be aggressive on it because he has the 2-putt to play off. Remember Retief Goosen.
Steve Stricker just wanting to get out of the way. 3 over for his round today. Stricker started 6 under.
This to get to 4 under though, which would give him a really good high finish. Should he hold it? No.
Well, I hope Padraig's watching television and not waiting for the rower.
I think he'll nudge that in. Finishes at 3 under. That puts him in a tie with KJ Choi and Mike Weir. .74 today. Just the one birdie. Several missed opportunities in over the first 9 holes. This is it. This to be champion. It's a playoff. It's not over yet, Padraig. They've just got to tap this in.
That was a beautiful putt, Peter, wasn't it? It looked like it was in all the way.
Just looked like it was going to turn, but it just kept going. 4-hole playoff it is. Happened the last time we were here. And just gather your thoughts. He will be perhaps a little bit more, well, he'll have a different mindset to Harrington. Harrington could feel, well, I'm a little bit fortunate to be in this position. Garcia, if he goes to the playoff thinking, I lost it, it's got to start all over again for 4 holes.
He's got to gather himself again now, Peter. Let's have another look at this putt. It looks for all money, it's got to go right there. It starts to. But there was a good pace to it. He didn't flush it through the break. He just didn't take it. But he's got to gather himself now. He can't keep dwelling on that. He's got to go back. Harrington is happy to be in the playoff. Garcia is a bit disappointed to be there, but there's a lot of work to do.
Well, the last time they played the 4 holes of the playoff, Harrington went 4-4, 4-3, 4-6, and Garcia 4-3, 4-5. There's young Patrick there messing with his dad. Look, he has no idea, has he?
As American sports psychologist Bob Rotella, very famous across the pond, he works with a lot of the golfers, a lot of the sports teams. He's had great success over the years with his charges.
So all is left is to sign the card correctly for the correct amount, and we'll have a playoff. Don't go away. There you see it, Harrington Garcia 7 under. Andres Romero, how will he feel? 6-5 finish, finishes a shot behind. Ernie Els, Richard Green. Great day for them.
Well,
4-hole playoff coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the playoff to decide the winner of the 136 Open Championship. The holes will be 1, 16, 17, 18. Thereafter, sudden death played over the 18th until the winner emerges.
Have the toss of the coin.
Don't to pick the number out of the bag?
Well, is it a number? There it is. I don't know, it was a long time ago, I can't remember.
On the tee, from Ireland, Padraig Harrington.
Well, here we go again. And the main thing that Harrington has to watch here is there's a bunker some 270 yards out on the right-hand side. Same flag positions as we've had all day, of course. They haven't been changed. And I think one of the things the players have to remember now is that they will be a little bit pumped up, and that makes them hit the ball 10 to 15 yards further. So just need to be mindful of that in their club selection.
Quiet, please.
Very good.
On the tee from Spain, Sergio Garcia.
Well, as he has done all week off this first hole and a lot of times throughout the championship, an iron off the tee for Garcia.
Wind a bit fresher than it was earlier today, into
Be quiet, please. Thank you.
off the left-hand side. And ideally, you want to hit your tee shot up the left to get a view of the green and put yourself on the flat, high point of the fairway. But in trying to do that, you don't want to overdraw it, so quite tricky to get in the right spot.
You know these players better than I do, Sam. Garcia looks the more hyper and the more emotional.
Well, that's just his demeanour, Wayne. I don't think it's going to change much here. He's an excitable young kid. He's a great player and he's excited. I don't think it's going to make any difference to his chances.
Well, the referee for this playoff is Michael Brown, chairman of the R&A Rules of Golf Committee. David Rickman's alongside him to give a second opinion if necessary. Ken, you're alongside there. They must be, well, apart from a great atmosphere, how are they looking to your trained eye, these two players?
Well, they both look pretty frisky and with it. I mean, they know that it's such an important few holes for them. Don't want to attack too early. He's got 172 as Sergio, completely unsighted to the pin. So he has to take his line on the TV tower behind it, but he knows if he leaks it at all to the right of that, he might catch the bunker. So I fancy a bit of a left hand down a bit for his opening gambit.
Big divot.
Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up.
No. went into the sand, which has left him a slightly easier shot than stuck on the bank, but he hit that heavy, took a big divot deep. There he is. Halfway through it already.
And Padraig Harrington's been poring over his yardage book. I suspect he's got Harry Potter in there. Flat lie, 7 iron.
Good swing. And a magnificent shot from Harrington. What an opener. 8 feet for birdie. Garcia in the bunker.
And they talk about being in the zone. Padraig did look in the zone coming down the last 5 or 6 holes, and that tee shot on 18 to me was a surprise.
Oh, it's stuck. Advantage Harrington.
You may see a bit of toing and froing these holes, Pete. They all have their own little difficulty.
I think it's still Sergio's shot.
Playoff in 99 was over holes 15, 16, 17 and 18. Changed it this year to 1, 16, 17 and 18. Much better.
Well, when you have this idea of the 4-hole playoff that's been in vogue since Wayne here was part of it with Cal Kvecki and Greg Norman, I have the feeling it's worked very well indeed. The Americans don't think so. The United States Golf Association, they still go back the following day and play 18 holes, but of course then if they're still tied, they play sudden death, so they almost sort of self-defeating, but that's the way they like to do it. It used to be 36-hole playoff. Can you imagine that?
He's held a couple of good ones in this first green this week. A little down the hill and up the other side. Paul McGinley out watching, so is Miguel Angel. Him, so some Irish support and Spanish.
No. 5. Slightly mishit second shot. They needed one more club, but that's a 5. What a chance for Harrington to step into a 2-shot lead.
That's where it becomes frustrating. He's hit a lot of edges today over the back 9. You think you've hit good putts, but they just catch the edge and don't go in.
We made mention earlier of Harrington's ability to hit the ball hole high, and once again he has done just that here. His putting has served him well over these last 4 days. This one he's going to have to tickle down the right half. Quite a fast putt, this.
Dead center. 2-shot lead.
Well, the players of about 180 yards, 200 yards walked back over to their right to get to the 16th tee. Well, it's not that far. Excuse me. It's only 20 yards. Sorry, I'm a bit mixed up. My first time here. It's 20 yards over there to their right to the 16th tee.
Not so sure I'd like to buy some land off you.
Have a look at this hole. 248-yard par 3 downhill. Can't see the front of the green. Look at all those bunkers around to catch anything that's mishit. And flag today. It's in the centre of the top there. It's only 12 yards across. Saw Harrington hit a magnificent shot in here in regulation play. Garcia missed the green to the left, but they both walked off with 3.
Well, it seems an age since we were here before, and Harrington was moving one of our cameramen out of the way very serenely before playing the most majestic shot into some 8 feet. He used one of his little hybrid clubs on that occasion, but this wind has slightly freshened, but it looks like he is reaching for the same weapon again. Marvellous start for him here, birdieing the first.
Well, on this hole, Harrington's scored a 3 every time. Sergio's had 3 threes and 1 4. First round he dropped a shot here. All gone quiet as he pulled it. Seen a few down there, haven't we?
That's within 6 inches of where Garcia hit it on his 69th hole. Wouldn't Garcia like to hit it where Harrington hit it? You said when there'll be lots of toing and froing here. It. Oh my God. Oh, it hit the pin. Oh my God, it hit the pin. Just caught the edge of it. If it hit it smack on, it would have been stone dead. What a shot from Garcia. Have a look at this. 1 bounce straight into the pin. 2 bounces, sorry. Oh, that's so near to being perfect. There's Podrick's face watching it. Garcia. Well, it could have hit the pin and gone off the green, but it's only 15, 18 feet. Beautiful shot.
Simon.
Full of drama. Could have another 2-shot swing here if Sergio pops this in. This is not easy to judge the pace, the speed, and the line.
There's at least 4 feet of change in elevation from where Harrington's ball is lying up to the green surface here. Now, his pace putting has been remarkably good all week, but when this climbs the hill, it's going to veer sharply from left to right. It's actually very easy to give this too much, because when he reaches the green, it's downhill from there.
Perfect.
What a good putt.
Beautiful. Well, it's a little further than it looked from that other angle, but very nicely judged.
Great speed.
Now can Garcia make this, what is it, 18 feet? Make that and put the wood back on Harrington. From what we've seen this afternoon, I wouldn't back against it.
Well, the first bit of the putt is a little right to left, but the second 2/3 moves the other way. So overall, I think it's probably just a bit outside the left edge. You do feel this will be a good time to immediately strike back. He's 2 strokes behind, 3 holes left to play. A little down the hill too.
hit it at the line. I just probably thought it was a little quicker being downhill. Not the time to leave them short.
Well, Harrington just taking a swig of water there. He's not the only one round here with a dry mouth. Now, normally, this wouldn't cause him too much problem, but these are not normal circumstances.
Seen this unusual preparation of Harrington's over the years.
Well hauled. Well hauled. So he's at least 2 clear, 2 to play. Great 3 there for Porrick. He's 1 under after 2. This 4-hole playoff. Garcia to tap in to be 1 over after 2.
Move to the 17th, 4-6 for Harrington, 4-5 for Garcia in regulation play.
Yes, Garcia has the advantage here. He's had 1-3 and all 4s at the 17th. Harrington's played this hole in par. He's had 4 4s. See, that's the fairway they're aiming at on the right. See how the water winds around. So you've got to get over the first bit, not push it short and right, and don't go too far, don't go left. The area is quite big, where the landing area that is, and then you come up to this green appearing at the bottom right of your screen there. It's a very fine, it's very benign tonight. Should knock an iron away. And 461 yards, 461 yards.
Only 2 birdies all day, Peter, on this. So not a, well, when I say not a difficult, 4 is probably more likely than a 3, but just as easy to run up a high number.
He likes it. Just okay. Not far from where he was in regulation play.
.270 to really where the fairway gets too narrow to hit it. 255 is about the widest point. It's about 45 yards wide. That's a generous and fairly soft fairway. But if you try and squeeze one a little bit further up the fairway, that Barry Byrne tweaks it on the left.
He can't afford a mistake, Garcia. 2 to play, 2 behind. He has to get the fairway. Oh, just squeezes out. That's fine. Both same here, both very similar positions. Harrington hit first.
Freshening breeze means it's a 5-iron again for Harrington. He should have good memories of this shot from last time around.
Bit right, it's got to go to carry the trap. Oh, magnificent. What a shot by Rick Harrington. Well, that's 2 shots and 3 holes. He's hit this perfect. How do you answer that?
Maureen said he hits the ability to hit the ball at to flag high, but I always found that was when you hit it out of the middle of the club.
Yes, the striking has been very pure today, Wayne. You can hear the ball going off the club. It's an indescribable sound.
Pressure on this shot, Maureen, or Ken.
218 yards. He has to go for the flag. 210 to feather it over onto the flat bit of green. Wind virtually straight from left to right. This is going to come in for the heavens.
Nicely on. Getting better. This for a birdie 3. Looks good. Oh. Oi, 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 oi. He's had a few of those today as well. Just touched the edge of the hole.
What have I got to do? He's just said to himself. I thought it was gone. I thought it was in. Not a doubt.
To Harrington, 6 feet for a 3-shot lead, 1 to play. Great effort by Sergio. You can't give it more than that. This little one here, 5 feet maybe, 4.5, 5. To have a 3-shot lead, 1 hole to go. Padraig Harrington.
This needs to go in with a little bit of pace, because if it doesn't, it might just do what Sergio did and wriggle off to the side.
Betcha it doesn't. It wasn't going in with any pace, Maureen, but you're exactly right. It needed that little bit of extra pace to hold its line.
A bit of a reprieve for Sergio, and off they go to the 18th, which has been a graveyard for some. Just looking down our lead, with the last 6 players of the championship in championship play, only 1 of them got a par. 2 sixes, 3 bogeys, 1 par. That was Steve Stricker. Walk over to the 18th, not a long walk. 2 shots in it. Now Harrington with the honour. What would you do? Well, they've had plenty of drama on this hole already today. This is what happened with Harrington. Over there, tried to bounce over that bridge, ricocheted off a stanchion and went into the water. Then he put it, half duffed it, it ran into the water, the burn in front of the green. And Garcia found the left-hand bunker, couldn't get down in 2, so they made a bit of a mess of it between them. Seriously made a mess of it. Now, what do we do here off the tee? Iron or little wood? Or do we smash it with the driver? I fancy it'll be discretion.
Well, he's studying the old yardage book. Big decisions to be made. I'm sure he's not feeling full of confidence with the driver, which he squirted out to the right. But whatever you hit, I mean, it's tough, because if you take an iron, it leaves you a long, long second shot. Oh, it looks like a little fairway wood. That's a compromise. Funny how the wind on the tee almost feels slightly against, yet when we got down for the second shot, it is certainly helping. Off the right.
Oh, the big clock on the hotel, on the top of the hotel, there on the roof, that's sort of the line. If you hit it on there, on the eave, either gable end, with the clock in the middle, that'll do.
Something else that's difficult here, Peter, this grass on the mounds on the right-hand side, it blocks your view of the fairway. You're not quite sure where the perimeters are, certainly down the right side. Do you know what? He's looking down the 17th fairway. He's certainly considering something.
He's hit driver every day, Ken. So this is a new plan. He's 2 clear. It's 1 hole to go.
I'm not sure he's not thinking of hitting it down the 17th fairway. Not sure. He's thinking about it.
Straight at those bunkers with the club he's got is perfect.
Don't know.
Well, he doesn't waste much time when he decides to hit. It's 1, 2, 3 waggles and on its way.
Well, this is a massive mental challenge here for Harrington. Just deciding to re-tee the ball. Most of the commentators have moved off the 17th fairway, having seen the way that he was shaping up to this. And presumably, this is something, if he does goes down 17, that he has done in maybe previous Dunhills.
Well, he's taking his time, preparing himself for it. He's certainly aiming miles right.
Perfect. Plumb centre. Not long, but straight. Sergio, driver.
Little left.
Steady. Landed soft.
He's gone iron the last 2 days off this 18th, but 2 shots back. He's taken the driver.
Right, I've just had a look out the compound, out of our pod here where Podrick's ball is, and I don't think he can go for the green in 2.
66, 190, I've hit that in 190. That'd be 76. Happy?
Like he said, 170 leaves 90. That's what he's looking at.
Situations like this, it's not always so easy just to hit a simple 6-iron or 5 or 6-iron down the fairway either. Normal condition, just stand, take it back, push it through, bob your uncle. Don't tweak it.
Good swing. That's perfect. Ideal position. There in 2. Probably 90 yards to the hole. Just a 6-7 iron for Podrick there.
That white spot he was near is 80 to the front, 25 on, so 105 to the flag. He's left himself. Just big sand wedge for him.
203 yards of a little bit of an upslope for Sergio. Ball sitting pretty well. Look, some poor old lies in there, but it's sitting on some lightish rough.
He's just left the door a little ajar. He's still favourite, Podrick. It's 40-15, but...
No, Glenn, I can't hit 5.
He's found a good lie, but...
5 and comes out. I'm going to hit that top. Come on.
He's got to get down in 2 from here. I don't think Harrington's going to take more than 5. Gripping this well down the shaft. This is look how far his right forefinger's almost on the shaft.
Stay right. Stay right. Get down. Get down. Down.
Fine shot. Fine shot. That's my boy.
He's given himself a chance. Unless Podrick can hit it tight. It's not over yet.
It certainly is not.
Quite an atmosphere down here at the 18th, and what a great shot for Sergio. Well done.
What club did he hit there, Ken? Do you know what club he hit?
6-iron.
A 6-iron, was it, really?
203 yards, beautiful, sweet as a nut.
It's a big shot. Only used half the club as well.
Well, there's 102 yards left between Padraig Harrington and the hole. And what an arena this is. Absolutely stunning, surrounded by galleries 10 deep. And this moment is what all those hours of practice have been about.
Pulled it. Very good for distance, but he tweaked it.
Well, it's back on again. That's a tough putt from Padraig to get it stone dead. And if he does get it stone dead, Garcia will have a putt to tie.
You'll also give Garcia a good read across that green, which is...
As they lie, there's only one in it now. Harrington played 3, Garcia 2. Harrington was 2 ahead. He'll have a 35-foot putt to win the Open, but I'm sure he'll take 2 right now.
Whew, well, they all settle. Harrington will have a putt to win the championship. If he misses, Sergio might well have a chance tying again, should he be able to hold it, and Harrington takes no more than 5. Few permutations left. Harrington 2 ahead. This is the 4th hole of a 4-hole playoff. The young Irish amateur Rory played splendidly this week, just 18 years of age, from Hollywood, just outside Belfast.
You'd think he'd know this as well as anyone, Peter. He's won 2 of the Dunhill Links Championships in 02 and 06.
Yes, he's played a lot of golf here, as you have, Sam.
I have, Peter.
What's he got, Sam?
It's about 3 feet left, I would say. Dead weight, get it stone dead again, make Garcia haul it.
Well, this for the Open. But I wonder if he's actually thinking that, or is there part of him at the moment thinking, don't 3-putt?
Not one bit of it, Maureen, because Bob Rotella would not allow him to use those sorts of thoughts.
Well, if he 3-putts and Sergio holds, it's an entirely different ball game.
Well, they used to say in amateur match play golf, an ideal match play situation. Well, this certainly is one now. If Garcia holds, Harrington has to hold to tie. Extraordinary what's going on here. Harrington tried to play the hole perfectly, safely.
See, that was a good putt of Harrington's, just a little bit speedy, but it was very good for line. Sergio will have spotted that, noted the pace, the speed, and the line, so just fractionally at the left side of the hole, maybe, pretty near straight. Again. Now then. Oh, worn out one set of fingernails already.
Just hit that a bit firm, didn't he? I thought it just didn't take the break at the end. Again, he's hit another lip, Sergio.
It's the fraction firm. This is a must. This to force Harrington to hole his. Garcia's this for 4. He's 2 behind Harrington, who has a 3.5 footer for 5. This has to go in.
Well done. He's played this hole 5 times, 4 4s and 1 5. Harrington with a nasty length putt to win the championship.
Similar length to what he held in regulation for his 6th, wasn't it? I think.
As Ben Hogan said to Butch Harmon, 10 2-letter words. If it is to be, it is up to me. This to win.
This putt for the first Irishman to win the championship since Fred Daly at Hoylake, Royal Liverpool, 60 years ago. It's there. Now you can run on, Mum and little one. Oh, what a battle. Brother-in-law on the bag. Now, Dad, can I have that new bike? To the winner go the spoils. I think brother-in-law's nicked the flag for a souvenir. What a wonderful day for Irish golf and the family and all concerned. Ireland have been a tremendous supporter of golf, Ryder Cups over the years, the amateur golf, women's golf. Lovely golf courses. So much Ireland has given to the world of golf. And now they have their champion, a new champion, Padraig Harrington. Well deserved. Nearly threw it away. And there we are. There you have it.
Gold and silver, Peter.
Yeah, the man from Dublin survives. But a moment to savour with Garcia's play. Again, so near. There he goes. Played so well, but it wasn't to be. He was there, had a good lead at one time, but just fell away. No champagne. It's a bucket of Guinness.
Well done. Oh, God, well done. Well done. We get the resolution. She's on the way. Yes.
Boy Bowden moves in, yeah. Boy Bowden was there. Our man getting the interview. Move to the back. If we could just have a word with him, it would be great. It was a... Hazel is with Padraig Harrington, the Open champion.
Padraig Harrington, the Open champion. How does that sound?
Obviously too good. It's a lot to take in, obviously. Tried not to get ahead of myself, and it's obviously all coming in now.
Tell us what it was like to stand over that pot knowing that that was for the title.
I didn't think of it like that. You know, I convinced myself all week I was going to win, but I never let myself think of winning or something like that anyway. So I just, you know, focused on my target and hit the putt. I looked up with about a foot to go. It was going in the middle of the hole, and I didn't know what to think.
After what happened at the 18th in regulation play, did you believe your chance had gone, Padraig?
I think if I'd lost, I would have, you know, it would have been very hard to take it. But because of the fact I still had a chance, I didn't allow myself to get down about taking 6. I just stayed positive and just convinced myself that, you know, if it was a playoff, I'd do the business. You know, the up and down was very important on 18, but it was very much a case of, you know, if I'd lost, I don't know what I'd think about playing golf again. So I didn't let it cross my mind.
Padraig, this is your 37th crack at a major title. Deep down, were there ever moments when you doubted that you could do it?
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. I've come a long way. You know, when I turned pro, I would have settled being a good journeyman pro, and I've worked hard. It's been, you know, it's been great to be named as somebody who could win a major championship, but obviously that brings its own pressure. So to actually go and do it, I don't know what to think.
I want you to tell me what you think is happening in Ireland right now, 60 years after Fred Daly.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's a hell of a party going, and I know I don't have to do anything for 2.5 days, so I'm going to party on.
At that point, we'll leave you to enjoy the party. What a treat it's been, and what a privilege after 4 amazing days. Thank you very much, Padraig.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go.
There they all lined up,
Ladies and
ready to
gentlemen,
go.
Martin Kippax, Chairman of the R&A Championship Committee.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the presentation ceremony for the 136th Open Championship. This ceremony is sadly incomplete, as Michael Lunt, the captain of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club, died in May this year. He would, without doubt, have enjoyed our return to this magnificent links. Carnoustie has proved over the years to be one of the most demanding of our Open Championship venues, and again has proved a true test for the finest players of the world. I must pay tribute to John Philp and his team, who are responsible for the splendid condition of the golf course. Despite the weather, golf enthusiasts have turned out in great numbers at Carnoustie this year. The appreciation and conduct of Open Championship spectators is envied throughout the world. Thank you all for coming. Thanks are due to people too numerous to mention today, but I must pay special tribute to the Carnoustie Championship Committee, and their staff for their unflagging enthusiasm and support over many months leading up to the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, the Open is about excellent golf and the finest players in the world. We've had plenty of both. I will now ask Peter Dawson to announce the prize winners, and Tom Galt, the immediate past captain of the Royal and Ancient Golf Club, and Gordon Murray, the chairman of the Carnoustie Links Committee, to present the prizes. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leading amateur and winner of the silver medal from Hollywood, County Down, is Rory McIlroy. And the runner-up and the winner of the silver salver from Spain, Sergio Garcia. And with a score of 277, the winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Padraig Harrington.
I'm actually not going to put this down. I'm going to hang on to it. Firstly, I'd like to thank the RNA. I've had a close association with the RNA through my amateur career, playing numbers of Walker Cups, and I know all these gentlemen very well. I've come a long way to win the actual Open Championship. I'm thrilled, and thank you very much to all those volunteers in the RNA for their dedicated work over the years, not just this week, but all the years through my career. Thank you. I'd like to congratulate the Carnoustie Links. This was, without doubt, a fantastic layout this week in great condition. I don't think there's a player in the field who didn't appreciate the test that was set here this week and enjoyed the test that we were set. It's a credit to Carnoustie itself, and the golf course is just one of the best in the world. So well done to all the staff at Carnoustie. I'd like to thank all the spectators who turned out here today. Your support was phenomenal. The marshals did a tremendous job, and I'd like to thank all my fans back in Ireland for their support over the years. I can feel it today. Thank you. I'd like to congratulate Rory on his final achievement. I'm glad I got in before he gets one. I think he'll be doing a few, and he'll win a few Open Championships in the future. A fine talent, and he proved it this week. I'd like to commiserate with Sergio. You know, I know that a major means so much to Sergio. His time will come. He's only a young lad as it is anyway, so there'll be plenty of time for you, Sergio. I'd like to thank the people behind the scenes working with me. You know, nobody puts in or has thought more about my game than Bob Torrance. He's worked tirelessly on it for 11 years. Thanks, Bob. There's others behind the scenes, Bob Rotella, Paul Hurrian, Adrian Mitchell, all my backup team that have provided such great support and belief in me. Thank you very much. Obviously, I'd like to thank my family, my wife Caroline. I suppose my son doesn't know too much, but he keeps saying I'm going to win the trophy, so thank you, Paddy. I'd obviously like to thank my mum, my dad, who's obviously not here, but I'm sure he's looking down. I'd like to thank my brothers who've given me great support over the years. Tig, it's a long way since the '92 amateur, in which I had one of the most disappointing days of my life on this golf course, and I've come a long time back. I'd like to thank my caddy Ronan. Nobody is more committed and dogged in his approach to keeping me going on the golf course. He just never ever lets up. His commitment, his encouragement out there is second to none. Thanks, Ronan. And lastly, I look forward to seeing you next year and defending this trophy.
An understandably emotional speech from the 2007 Open champion, Padraig Harrington. He now shows the galleries around the 18th green at Carnoustie, the Claret Jug. What a special moment this must be.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mark James.
That ends
Beautiful
the presentation
moment,
ceremony.
Very much deserved. He did what he had to do, played a wonderful round of golf. Bit lucky at the end, make double, and then a great playoff.
Padraig Harrington, Open
And a
champion.
dramatic Open Championship at the end as well, Mark.
It was. I don't remember a better one. Some scintillating golf, stunning recoveries, brilliant putts, some dramatic collapses, and a European winner. I couldn't ask for more, really.
Okay, thank you, Mark. What an Open Championship we've had. Sometimes great, occasionally gruesome, but always gripping. And in the end, it was the Irishman that was grinning. Padraig Harrington is the Open champion. From all of us here at Carnoustie, a very good bye.
Can we put Ladybird in it?
We can indeed. We'll put Ladybirds in it.